Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Kaitlyn, your geeky girlfriend, and if you are new here, thank you so much for stumbling upon my channel. Whatever brought you this way on the interwebs, I'm so happy that you're here, and we are going to have some fun in this video. So for 2024, my goal is to read 24 books, and this book that we're going to review today is number 2. So if you're watching this video, this is going to be a book review of It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover, and yes, I have already read It Ends With Us. And if you have not read It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover, you need to pause this video and either go listen to my review or go read that one first, because It Starts With Us, despite the name, is actually the sequel to It Ends With Us. So if you have not read It Ends With Us yet, go ahead and pause this video, stop it, X out of it, go find my review for It Ends With Us, or go read It Ends With Us and then come back to me after you're done. Okay, so It Starts With Us. Also, before we get into the review, as always, if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and make sure you hit that red button to subscribe to my channel, as I'm posting book reviews like a couple of times a month. We're going to start doing weekly movie review recaps where I'm going to review everything that I've watched in the past week, so that should be a really fun new take on my Real Talk series. And as always, Taylor Swift content, fashion content, all that coming soon. Speaking of that, I'm going to be dropping another fashion unboxing probably today. So if you're watching this video, there is another fall and winter fashion unboxing with updates on the fashion content front coming very soon, or today. It's up. So you can go check that out as well. And I just uploaded book number 1 for 2024 as well. So make sure you go check that one out. Last thing, you can find me also over on Goodreads, Kaitlyn McClure. And check out full, more detailed reviews with some spoilers over on Goodreads. So for those of you who are new to this part of my channel, I use the YouTube platform as a way to show you the book, show you like the thickness of it, and kind of show you what the paperback looks like, or the hardback, and talk just more generally about the book and who would like it and why you should read it. But on Goodreads, I go more into the details of the plot and why I rated it the way that I did from a plot and character perspective. So if you want more details and more spoilers, head over to Goodreads. If you want more general reviews of is the book good or not, is it worth my time, you're in the right place. So let's get into it. It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover. Now, I will say a lot of people give Colleen Hoover some crap because they don't think she's a very good writer. I love romance drama fluff books. So for me, I have no complaints about the writing. I think it's fine. Now, I will say that when I went in to read It Ends With Us, which I was lucky enough to snag at a lending library, and then I graciously donated back to the lending library, so I actually don't own that one. When I read It Ends With Us, I read It Ends With Us very quickly, like over the span of a few days. And I read It Starts With Us in a week. I started this on January 5th, and I just finished it yesterday. So just over a week for this one. I think I read It Ends With Us in like 4 or 5 days. It Ends With Us read very quickly, and I talk about that more in the review. However, before reading that one, I kind of read some not so great reviews about it, but more about the subject matter. Now, when going in to read this one, I had heard reviews from different people, and a mix of reviews. I saw a lot of 4- and 5-star reviews on Goodreads. I saw some 1- and 2-star reviews on Goodreads that pretty much said the book was unnecessary and it was just very bland. But then I also read that it was a slow read and much harder to get into. So I don't think that it's a slow read by any means. I read it quickly, and I think for a lot of people it will be a very fast read. However, compared to the first one, it is slower. It is a much slower burn. The first one has a lot of intensity in it, both emotionally and if we're thinking about like physical visualization in reading. I have the ability to visualize when I read, and I know a lot of people don't have that ability. I know a lot of people it's just words on a page, but for me, I can picture it all in my head. And so for that reason, I'm picturing the scenes, and It Ends With Us was a lot more addicting in that way. Like, the story had to keep going. I was a lot more tempted to put this one down and walk away from it, just because there wasn't that intensity. There wasn't that ooh, this is really sexy. This is really intense. There is one sex, there's one graphic, I say graphic very loosely, detailed sex scene in this one, and It Ends With Us probably had 5 or 6 to give you a comparison, and they're about the same length of book. So if you're looking for like a really smutty, sexy romance like thing, pass on this one. You're gonna get that with It Ends With Us. You're not gonna get that with It Starts With Us. So let's talk about the plot just a little bit here. It Ends With Us follows Lily, and she meets this guy, Ryle, and It Ends With Us tells their story. And a small spoiler, they end up getting divorced. I won't tell you why. I'll save that. You can go watch my other review for that. But they end up getting divorced. Now, during It Ends With Us, Lily is recounting her past through a series of journals which she wrote when she was a teenager. So there are a lot of flashbacks in It Ends With Us to a character named Atlas. So at the end of It Ends With Us, Lily meets up with Atlas, which she had met up with. She had ran into him through the course of the novel, and then at the end runs into him again, and he pretty much admits to her that he's loved her and wants to be together with her and whatever. He says that he's ready now and blah, 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 blah. So It Ends With Us could have literally ended right there. But apparently Colleen Hoover got a lot of fan mail, and I know this because she wrote a statement in the beginning of the book, dear reader, that pretty much says, y'all wanted more of this story. No, we didn't. No, we didn't. We were totally fine with Ryle and Lily's story ending that way. I feel like as a reader, it was very clear to me that Lily and Atlas were going to get together, and I could have lived without it played out for me. So the difference is that these are two totally different relationships, which is a good thing. Like, these are two totally different relationships. However, this one reads a lot slower. It does. This one is a lot more mundane, a lot more very classic love story. Some of the other reviews that I saw said that Atlas was doing the bare minimum. I don't know about that. Like, I don't know if I agree with that, but It Starts With Us tells the story of Lily and Atlas kind of reconnecting and getting back together and starting their life together. Now, I would have much rather had the whole story from Atlas's point of view. In It Starts With Us, she took the approach of like flipping back and forth between Lily and Atlas, and not that it was chaotic, but it just was kind of annoying. Like, Lily was kind of annoying, just, talking about, Lily feels the need in this story to defend everything that she's doing and explain herself, and she did such a great job, like, making the decisions she made in the first one for her daughter, that it's kind of like, you don't need to explain to us. Like, you don't need to keep repeating that you're done feeling sorry for Ryle and all these different things. And then on the flip side, Atlas pretty much spends the whole book, oh, hello, Remy. Atlas pretty much spends the whole book just saying how much he loves her and how much he's missed her. And it's like, we get it, man. We get it. You have loved her for a long time, and you can't imagine your life without her. You can't believe you went this long without her. Blah, 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 blah. I'm not saying it's a bad love story. I'm not saying that their relationship is not good. And I think, after what Lily went through, it's probably a breath of fresh air for her. But I don't need it. I don't need this book was unnecessary. We don't need all that. And there were parts where it was just like, yeah, okay, this is boring. Now, I will say, and this is why I feel like this book should have been written from Atlas's point of view only, is in this book we get a lot more information about Atlas's past, which Lily hinted on in her journals, but we never heard it from Atlas's perspective, and we get a lot more of that in this one. And that was the part of the story that I liked. I liked hearing about his history with his mom and his history with his dad and Josh and his dad. And I liked that whole storyline. I wanted more of that and less of, oh my gosh, Lily, I love you so much. You're so great. So, and I think that's what made it boring to me, is like the part that I was actually interested in. I felt like we got like boop, boop, like a little snippet in the beginning, a little snippet in the middle, and a little snippet in the end. And it was shrouded by, oh my gosh, I love you so much. But it's like, that is a good story. And there was a lot of depth that could have come out of that. And I just feel like it didn't get the page time that it deserved. So those are kind of my thoughts about this one. Is it a good book for somebody who wants a very basic romance story? Yes. Is it a good book for somebody who wants a cool down after it ends with us because you couldn't handle the intensity of It Ends With Us? Yes. Now, I will say I've read 3 Colleen Hoover books so far, Verity being the first one. And Verity by far knocks these 2 completely out of the water. It is like no other book that I've ever read. So if you have read Verity and haven't read anything else, I don't know if I can honestly sit here and recommend any other, like, just know that her other books, in my experience, are not as good as Verity. And that's just my experience. And I apologize for all the moving around. Remy feels the need to sit with me. So, it is what it is. Cat mom life. And we're going to have his tail. So, hope you're a cat person if you're here, because Remy comes on screen a lot. So anyway, on Goodreads, I gave this one a 3. And for me, 3 stars on Goodreads, this is like a new thing in 2024. I've decided to like actually categorize what all these things mean. And for me, 3 stars on Goodreads means that it's a very solid, okay book. Like, very solid, okay. Like, it was just okay. Compared to It Ends With Us, especially. It Ends With Us, I would put in the category of like a good or maybe even a great book. It reads fast. It was intense. I liked the emotions that I felt in it on all different spectrums. It kind of made me think a little bit, reflect a little bit. This one did none of that. This one was just like, oh, yay, huh. Very solid, okay. Like, it's a good book, but I haven't heard anybody that likes this one better than It Ends With Us. So I think that says something. And again, I don't really feel like it was necessary. This could have been its own story. It could have been just Atlas's story, and I feel like I would have liked it a little bit better. So if you, like I said, if you want a very basic fluff romance book or like a very easy beach read, then try It Ends With Us. If you're looking for more intensity, more smut, more... What was that? Then go with It Ends With Us, or skip it all together if you've read Verity, because neither one of them is going to be as good. So, you're not chewing on this. No. Cats. Anyway. So I gave it a 3 stars on Goodreads, which means I would probably give it a 5, maybe a 5.5 or a 6 out of 10 in terms of like, should you read this or not? I think if you like romance novels and you like fluffy books that don't really have a lot of depth, this is a good one. If you are looking for something more, or you really liked It Ends With Us, skip it. It's not needed. You won't miss out on anything. If you really enjoyed It Ends With Us, skip it. You don't need to read this one. But I think that's all I have for this. Like I said, you can check out a more detailed review and a more detailed like breakdown of the plot and things over on Goodreads. And stay tuned for all of the books coming in 2024 and all of the other videos dropping today or tomorrow, since we have a couple days. I have today we're taking just a chill day, and then tomorrow we don't have school for the holiday, so I'm gonna take this opportunity to catch up on some content, as always. So thank you all so much for being here, and like I said at the beginning, if you're new here and you like this video, give me a thumbs up, but also hit that red button to subscribe. I hope you enjoyed seeing my fat butt cat Remy on the camera today, because he loves to hang out with us as well. And thank you all so much for being here and so much for watching. And if you have read It Ends With Us, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and also drop your recommendations for what I should read moving forward and put on my list for this year. Right now I'm reading A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson, and I'm really excited about that book. I've heard nothing but great things, and I'm excited for the rest of that series. So stay tuned for reviews on those, and for, like I said, all the other videos to come in 2024. And stay warm out there, everybody, and happy winter, happy reading. And it is a reading season, and it is the season for the geeky girls, because we're staying inside and we're doing a whole bunch of self-care things. So thank you all so much for being here, and I will see you guys in the next one.